All right, people, what is going on? Another episode of the First and Frame Rate Show. This episode 244. Just chugging right along. You know, a couple of things have changed up as far as the show goes, but we're going to keep it moving. Today, we're going to talk about the Atlanta Falcons and what Coach Arthur Smith said about the natural evolution of the Falcons up until now. They're on a bye week. So I guess that's something to talk about because we have seen some changes from the first week till now. And it looks all positive in my opinion, even with some of the injuries and stuff. It just seems like it's been all positive. Pretty good direction that the Falcons are going in. Could be a lot better, but you know they're 2-3 right now. But after the first game, it looked like it could have been worse. But here we are. Also, we're going to talk about Georgia Southern. They play South Alabama tomorrow on ESPN. I think it's on ESPN. And South Alabama never beat Georgia Southern, and hopefully we'll keep it that way, and that'll be just fine. So welcome to the First and Frame Rate Show. I am VFBaller. I got people in the chat already. What's going on, Quaface? Good to see you. I want to thank you guys, and so far, I released the emails. I want to thank you guys so much for the progression on this channel. Right now that I now have a community tab on the YouTube channel for people who are watching on YouTube that now that I can post community information over here on this channel. Now I do have another channel which is the VF Cast. That channel is I'm gonna try to get that growing as well, and doing real good things as far as gaming and really good as far as actually live streaming. So that's great. So trying to get both channels in order as far as in the right direction where I wanted to go. Also, as far as oh man, I just lost train of thought. Oh, as far as the goodness, I lost train of thought. What am I thinking? Man, I'm live. Oh yeah, as far as the podcast, sorry about that. The podcast, you can find this show on the podcast, Google Play, iTunes, SoundCloud, also Anchor and Spotify, so you can find those all in those places. And if you want to listen to this at your own time, Just had a little quick brain fart right there. Quick brain freeze. That happens sometimes. Most of the time on this show, I don't have any script. I just have a topic and I just go. So sometimes I will have a blip here and there. But nevertheless, it's all fun and hopefully we'll have a good time here. Before I get into the Atlanta Falcons and the Georgia Southern Eagles, is basically what this channel and what this podcast has pretty much turned into. I want to talk about what's been going on in the world of sports. Like I said, on YouTube, I got people in the chat already talking about it. The whole situation with Jon Gruden, I talked about this on my VF cast when I was live streaming over there yesterday. And I really feel that now, these day and age, you have to know better and you have to be better. Even if you have these intentions and you want to say certain things about certain people, you need to find you need to find a better way to address those situations. Because I mean, we all have our situations. We all have some form of prejudice about things and people. That's just life. That's just where it is. It's how it's going to be. You're going to have those. But there's a time and place to address those things and talk about them the way they are. If you're doing this in an email, you have to understand, even back in 2010, 2011, you have to understand that you may feel that that's a private place to put things, but that everything has have an electronic footprint on it. Everything email-wise has electronic footprints on them. So you just can't be saying stuff like that in email. If you feel this way about such and such, you need to address them straight up. You can't, and that's what I don't like how people be talking behind people's backs. Like, I really don't. If you have a problem with somebody or you want to make a sly comment, you either address them directly or you just do what you've been told back in the day. You have nothing nice to say, so don't say anything at all. And I don't know how hard that is nowadays, but Jon Gruden just rightfully so. He needs where he needs to be. I don't think he don't need to be anywhere near the NFL. Probably not even talking about the NFL. I think he's pretty much done. I mean, I found out he's 58 years old. So you're talking about 10 years ago, he's 48. He knew better. He knew what he was doing. And even if you're not working in the NFL at the time you made those emails, you know the type of public figure you are. You cannot be saying stuff like that. You shouldn't be saying those things regardless if you're a public figure or not. But, that's a whole nother story. You don't need to be doing those things because now Pandora box is open. There's a lot of people already saying like, hey, we need to see everybody else's emails. And like right now, Adam Schefter, his email situation is already under fire right now. I think I saw that earlier before I went live. Let me see if I can find that out. Oh yeah, see, there it is right there. It's already here. It's saying that ESPN Adam Schefter admits taking a step too far in emails with ex Washington football team president. So he's probably gonna be under fire as well. And the thing about it is, I don't want to say anything funny or anything. I really don't, because it's really not my place. But I try to be nice. I really do. I don't want to. It's too many people out here in the world already ruffling up feathers. It's too many people already doing it. Too many people are already trying to be that guy for shock value. I try to be the antithesis of that. I try to do something different. And the thing about Adam Schefter, even when he was doing his job, and I think he does a phenomenal job what he does, it's just something about him always came off as, I don't know if y'all guys feel it, something always came off of him as really, he just seemed like one of the type of guys that was hiding something. He just came off that type of person. It never felt like, we're all flawed people. Nothing is really on the up and up. I trust me, everybody has some form of skeletons in their closet. I mean, nobody's perfect. But when I saw him talk and the way that he, address himself and the way that he comes off when he's on TV, just something about him, I felt that just was not right. He just seemed really phony to me. I mean, maybe it's just me. I think that's the best word for it. He came off as very phony. And with that being said, I just never was, I never was really a big fan of Adam Schefter. I liked him he was like one of the first people to come out with, with breaking stories. But just, I don't know him personally, obviously, but it's just the vibe I got from him when he was on television and he would, talk, like something about Adam Schefter just was not was not right. So I'm not surprised that he's under fire now. We also have to understand, before I get into, the rest of the two topics, you also understand a lot of these owners, a lot of these coaches, a lot of these assistant coaches, people that's under that branch and umbrella. Could you imagine what type of emails or whatever text messages that was brought about when Colin Kaepernick was kneeling? Could y'all imagine the actual stuff that was probably said in that type of environment, in those emails, in those text messages, or if they were FaceTiming or whatever they were doing, or regular phone calls? Could you imagine the things that was probably said back then when that was really going on about people, when people were this whole thing was highly politicized? I just can't imagine, Shout out to Lunar Nocturne. I just saw you're in the chat. I appreciate you for coming through. Sweet Jones, thank you for coming through. Quaface, you've always been here. I really appreciate you guys. I really do. But just imagine all that shit that was going on when the kneeling was going on, and the kneel, not the kneel, stay in the locker room. Colin Kaepernick getting blackballed by the NFL. They feel like he was being blackballed by the NFL. Imagine those type of emails that was going out then. Exactly, Lunar. Exactly, right there in the chat. Exactly. So for people who are on the podcast side, I am reading the chat, and I'll put it out there and let you know. Sweet Jones said that when people talk behind people's back, it's because they're covering up and trying to keep the money flowing. Absolutely. And I'm not even going to go down that road. I refuse to go down that road, because the stuff that's going on at ESPN, Fox Sports, all these other outlets that are on TV, the sports, the whole sports umbrella on television is so fake and phony. Oh my God. So it's entertaining, don't get me wrong, but it's so fake and funny. The things that people say to people, about people, it was just ridiculous. I would not be surprised if it was a lot of people at ESPN claiming that they were down for the cause and was talking shit about the actual cause. I would not be surprised at that. I would not be surprised. But they do it, like you said, Sweet Jones, to keep the money flowing. Luna Nocturne said, imagine having so much hate in your heart that you banter about minorities on your work email. Exactly. Totally agree. Totally agree. And I don't want to go down the rabbit hole on television, because I've been stopped watching First Take. I mean, I talked about this on earlier episodes of the First and Frame Rates, episodes before, when me, Bills, and DJ was here. And I was like really distraught when I was just looking at, guys like, Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharp, you got, Max Kellerman and all, and Stephen A. I was looking at them like, I just can't get down with this. I can't. But I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole, because there's a lot of things with all of those guys that's not on the up and up. But I digress. I digress. I feel personally the realest type of news, information, and opinions that you'll get are for people that are on like these platforms. YouTube, I think people are on Rumble now. I think there's another website that do videos now. I don't know if people still on Vimeo or whatever. It's just they're the people that are doing stuff like me. And I'm not saying it to toot my horn or give myself self-praise. I mean, there's nothing cool about that. But I feel that when you have situations where companies and you have a structure in company policy where they tell you what to say and how to say it, because you got to understand, this stuff is on TV. You cannot say certain things that you really should say. You know what I'm saying? There's things that really need to be said about why Colin Kaepernick didn't get another chance. Regardless if you feel about him kneeling and this, that, and the third, he's more than qualified to play football. He should have got another chance like 5 years ago, 6 years ago. You know, that I understand people may feel uncomfortable about it, but he's qualified to play football. He should have gotten a chance to actually be on the field. And that's another thing. The Ravens, the whole practice situation in Atlanta, the Broncos, that's a whole nother rabbit hole I don't want to go down. But I really feel that in some ways he was blackballed. And I know people may disagree with me on that. That's fine. That's cool. That's one thing we need to learn. We need to learn how to disagree and let it be. Some people don't know how to do that. But, you just have to understand that how things are, with that whole situation. So I just hope this right here will turn into a moment where people can just be open and honest. But at the end of the day, I don't think they will be, because you're dealing with a situation now where if all of these emails are opened up, if they open up all these emails, to be honest, it could ruin the NFL. Even with all of this talent that's out there in the NFL, it could ruin the NFL. It really can, because this, just like I said, you don't know what these guys are really saying, but the things that they may have said, if it's anything close to what John Gruden has said, bro, it's like you're dealing with a situation where a $9-10 billion corporation could go bankrupt. A $9-10 million corporation could go bankrupt. And people may look at me and think about it and say, hey, this may not be, that might not be true. But like, seriously, as big as you are, you can fall. No matter how big you are, you can fall. So it could get to the point where nobody want to associate with them. All it takes is when advertisements start pulling. When advertisements start pulling, no matter how much money you're making, you could be $9, $10, $11 billion. The NFL could crumble. So you may not want to, I ain't going to say we may not want to get the emails open, but they may not want to open all those emails. 2016 alone, you know what I'm saying? 2015, 2016 alone could probably kill the NFL if they open that up. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know, but we'll see. That wasn't too bad of a monologue. I've never done a monologue before. I just go straight to the topics, and maybe I need to do that more. Shout out to you guys, man. You guys are great, just pushing me to do that. But yeah, like you said, Sweet Jones said, Undisputed might be the realest show because of Shannon, and Quaface said even Shannon has his fake moments. Big Ben, R word, 2 girls in Canada. I know. I will say this. Big Ben had altercation with a girl in Georgia. I know that for a fact because I lived in Georgia at the time, and it was a small town in Georgia, and he had that situation with her. So I don't know about the ones in Canada, but I know the one in Georgia was real. So, like I said, I just don't know. I mean, when you look at the situation with this whole email thing, I don't know how that goes, but yeah, we'll see how that plays out. All right, let's get into the topics. I don't want to be here too much long. I don't want to be here too long. I always said I wanted to be. Yeah, my son is up here. I always want to try to have this around 30 minutes to an hour. So let's get into it. Coach Arthur Smith said that there's a natural evolution in it with the Falcons right now. If you look at the first game up until now, I see players that are playing much better. I do see guys like Jalen Mayfield is actually doing good. Who else is doing better? Kyle Pitts has gotten better. Matt Ryan numbers has gotten better. You had other players that are stepping up. The TJ Greens of the world. Taquan Graham came in and stepped up. Who? Richie Grant came in and play. You want a TV here? You can watch it on my phone, baby. Sorry, y'all. My son's up here. He like to watch TV when I'm up here. So, which one you want to watch? Which one you want to watch on here? Here you go, baby. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about the hold up, y'all. Here you go. Here, son. All right, there you go. So he's gonna watch his thing. So but yeah, I really feel that at the end of the day that the Atlanta Falcons on the right track. The game against the Jets, they did really good. It was good to see them get that under their belt as far as a W. We should have won a game against Washington. And I know Quaface is in the chat. He's a Redskins fan. I don't want to talk about it. That's just another blown lead by Atlanta. But we did put up the points. The offense did what they're supposed to do. And we also was able to establish a little bit of things on defense, but we just fell for it, and the same thing happened again. So hopefully they'll get better. And it's a bye week for them, so it's a good time for them to get some players that was injured back up to to playing stage so they could play again. I think Richie Grant did a pretty good job of stepping in and playing against the Jets. He did good. Jalen Mayfield, I can't say this. I did a video about Jalen Mayfield. Jalen Mayfield has done phenomenal from the first game. If you go back and look at that Eagles game, oh my God, that Eagles game, he got pushed around, he got beat up. It was just a nightmare. Hold on, baby. Let me get this. This thing is too loud. Here, baby. You gonna eat that? Okay, I got it. Thank you. But yeah. What I was saying, yeah, Jalen Mayfield was just getting beat up. I mean, it was horrible, but at the same time, but later on he got better. The Bucks game he got better. The Washington game he got better. The Jets game he got better, and it got to the point where Matt Ryan was sacked like 6 times in the first game. Up until now, Matt Ryan was not touched at all in the Jets game, and the Jets got a really good front seven, so that's really good progress. Really good progress. Hopefully, that will continue. Fabian Monroe did a little bit better, not too many penalties. Richie Grant came in because Eric Harris was hurt, and he came in and did pretty good. Harmon did okay. One thing I would like to see that gets better defensively. Here you go, baby. One thing I would like to see better, I would like to see Deion Jones do better. Deion Jones is our middle linebacker. He does very well, but he's been very quiet this season. But at the same time, you had guys like Jalen Hawkins step up. Dante Fowler's been doing great. Grady Jarrett is getting pressure. So even though this team is like 2-3, they're probably like the best 2-3 team out there right now. And they're going up. So that's good to see that they're going up. So the natural evolution is really huge for a lot of teams. I feel that a lot of teams that are out there trying to get better every week, that's the way you do it. You look at the Bucks from last year. The Bucks they won their last 7 games, but they got better at the end of the season. So it's like that. Like I said, it's a natural evolution. All you have to do is be able to be able to buy in to what they're trying to do. They're trying to buy into what they're doing, and if they buy into what they're doing, they should be able to. They should be able to be successful. So hopefully, the Falcons will continue to go up that road because you're looking. Yeah, where's your cup? Ask mom. Let me tell mommy bring your cup because I'm live right now. Go ask mommy to get your cup. Give it here. I'll get it. I'll fix it for you. I'm gonna edit all this out when I get to when I put it on the podcast. So go ask mommy for your cup, boo. I'll let that play right there. Be careful. All right, so I'm back. You said we're going down. But yeah, it's just that you like to see teams that go up on the incline when they're trying to. Babe, could you get Kay his cup, please? She probably in the shower. No telling. We'll get it in a little bit, babe. But what I was saying was, at the end of the day, I feel that just being able to get better week by week is a good thing. And right now they'll be able to do good things because they're on a bye week. And with that being said, they should be able to ascend and get some guys from injury back. What you looking for, babe? Hold on 1 second. I'll get it. They'll be able to ascend and continue to win because they play the Dolphins next. And if they play the Dolphins has a pretty good defense, but they have quarterback problems. So with the quarterback issue, I don't think they'll be able to beat the Falcons. But hey, we'll see how that goes. If you like this podcast, hit the like button. Sorry for the technical difficulties. I got my son here. He needs to be going to bed because it's about that time. But he likes to be up here with daddy, so that's what it is. If you like this podcast, hit the like button. Or if you're on YouTube, share this. Let people know what I'm doing over here. If you're on the side of the podcast, if you listen to this on podcast, subscribe to the podcast. Also, give me a rating at any podcast avenue that you're using. iTunes, Google Play. I'm on SoundCloud, also Spotify, and what's the other one? Podcast Addict. You can go and check all, and I'm on Anchor as well. And give me a good rating. So, and that also helps to get people eyes on this podcast, and they may check it out when we're live. And if they're live, you can talk in the comment section, and you can roast them as they say stupid stuff in the comments. All right, before we go, let's look at this Georgia Southern Alabama game. Georgia Southern goes to Mobile, Alabama. Shout out to Dollar Jr. Dollar Jr. is a good friend of mine here on the YouTube streets. Hopefully we'll go. He lives in Mobile, Alabama. Hopefully we will get a W against the South Alabama. What are the Jaguars? South Alabama Jaguars, and we'll get a W. Yeah, I gotta go get your cup, baby. Let me take a quick break. I'm gonna go get his cup. Hold on, I'll be right back, fellas. Hold on 1 second. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Had to go get that for my son. And let's get back into it. South Alabama is playing against my Georgia Southern Eagles. Georgia Southern is coming off a terrible loss to Troy. We lost 24-27. And I say it was terrible because we should have came back and won that game. We really should have came back and won this game. And I think with us, what we need to do better, we need to do a better job of just closing out games. And we need to, and that's the thing. And when we had to, I ain't gonna say close out games. I would say, just establish our presence in the game. Because the problem is, we fell behind so far. It was down 24-3 at one point, but we came back and made it a game. But we can't play like that. We just can't play like that. So against South Alabama, we should have a better situation against them, because South Alabama's never beaten us. They never had a chance to win against us, but they give us, and we want to keep it that way. Right now, they have South Alabama as the favorite on ESPN, but we ain't gonna talk about that. ESPN is ESPN, but they have them as a favorite slightly. And they're actually over 500. So right now they got I forgot they got Jake Bentley. Jake Bentley is a quarterback for South Alabama. Jake Bentley played for the University of South Carolina. And he was actually pretty good. So they do have a pretty decent quarterback in South Alabama, but we should be okay. One thing about it is that the South Alabama Jaguars, they're a middle of the road team, and I think we should be able to be successful against them. Their defense is fairly good. They don't give up that many rushing yards, so we need to do more of a balanced attack. So we need to find a way to get the ball downfield. Personally, I think that at this point, go ahead and put Cam Ransom in. Let Cam Ransom start. Cam Ransom is a phenomenal quarterback. I think he'll be fine playing against any team in the Sun Belt. And I think this is where he should go ahead and get the I think he was go ahead and get to start because I'm all over the place. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I think he could play against anybody. I just think he can, and I want him to get as much reps as possible. And I think it's just important because right now I think the season is somewhat of a loss. We're 2-4 right now. It's not Georgia Southern football. We don't really be under 500 like that. Give it that here, baby. Yeah, thank you. We don't really play at a loss like that. But I mean, under 500, but we'll be all right. We should be okay at the end of the day when it comes to playing against them. I don't know what to really make of this as far as their offense. Their offense don't look as their offense looks very mediocre. They only throw for 223, which is fairly low. They rush for 133, which is, not good either. They're a very middle of the road team. They give up. I mean, they do 26 points per game. They allow 20 points per game. This team is like an enigma. I don't know what to make of them, but I think we should be fine against them. With our rushing attack, we balance it up with the pass. I think we'll be okay. They only allowed 120 yards a game, so they could do pretty well against the run. So it's something I want to really look into. I'm going to look at some guys on their defense and see what their defense is capable of. Defensively, after Jake Bentley, that's on offense. Defensively, we're looking at their leading tackle is, let's see, what's his name? Will Thomas? No, Wakevius Thomas. 6'3", 205 out of Riverdale, Georgia. I had 13 solo tackles, 2 sacks. Hey, it looks like he's pretty solid. Pretty big guy on the defensive line. I don't know if he's defensive tackle or whatever the case may be. AJ DeShazer is another one, 13 total tackles. As far as their linebackers, you got Brooks. He's at 11 total tackles. He has 1 sack. Jennings also has 2 sacks. So their defense looks like they're very capable of doing some things. A couple of forced fumbles from their safety. Yam Banks. His name is Yam Banks, freshman out of Ridgeland, Mississippi. So that's going to be really interesting to see how that goes. As far as him playing safety, is he going to come up and defend the run or whatever? Because he looks he's doing pretty good tackler. Now it sounds like 6'1", 210. But I just think when we look at our side, you look at the Georgia Southern Eagles, I think the Eagles are going to be fine. I mean, all we do is just, start to establish the run. Our front seven should be able to get up on Jake Bentley and get a couple of sacks, and we should be okay. I want to apologize. Just not much out of South Alabama that you can really hang your hat on. I'm actually surprised that they are 3-2. As far as their games, they beat they just lost to Texas State. They just lost to Texas State. I'm actually surprised at that because Texas State is so-so. So they won their first 3 games. They beat Southern Miss. They beat Bowling Green, and they beat Alcorn State. The last 2 games they lost, they were to Louisiana, 20-18, which Louisiana just blew out Appalachian State. I mean, they blew out Appalachian State, so I don't know what's going on there. And they lost to Texas State in 4 overtimes. So I don't think this team has necessarily been really tested. They did get a good quality win at Bowling Green. I will give them that. Bowling Green is a much better team than the other teams that they played. So that's going to be interesting to see what they do against us. We're coming down to Mobile, Alabama, and we should be all right. As far as what I can't even put a pinpoint on one person that needs to be a game changer for the Georgia Southern Eagles. We pretty much run 4 running backs. The only thing I would like to see, I like Justin Tomlin, but I would like to see Cam Ransom play. I think that's the only, that's the only thing I want to see. Defensively, I think we'll be fine. I think Jake Bentley possibly could be had as far as getting some interceptions. Hopefully, I mean, he got 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions so far this season. So hopefully we can get something out of that because we did pretty good getting some interceptions against Louisiana? No, it wasn't Louisiana. Arkansas State. And hopefully we can, continue that trend. We can go get back to that trend and find something to get some turnover. 1 or 2 turnovers could really turn this entire game. So that's pretty much what I got about that. Don't have much as far as the pregame because, I haven't watched much of South Alabama, and I know what our flaws is at Georgia Southern, what we need to do. So hopefully we'll get that done. So that's pretty much it. Like I said, around 30 to 45 minutes I want to do this show. And look like I accomplished that around the 34-minute mark. And I want to go ahead and let you guys know I really appreciate what you guys are doing. As far as supporting, I really appreciate it. Check out the community tab over here on the YouTube channel. We are growing. We're doing big things over here on YouTube. The community tab, I'm going to be putting posts up, talking about certain things, just giving you guys an idea of what I'm thinking at the time about the channel and everything. And hopefully that will work out. You see my son, if you're watching on YouTube, my son is in the background just running around. He needs to be in bed, so I'm going to put him to bed. And I'm going to get everything else straight for one thing, I did say I was supposed to stream on VFcast. I'm not going to stream tonight. I'm definitely going to be streaming tomorrow. So if you guys want to check out the NC State stuff, that will be tomorrow. I'm going to attend to my son. I got a couple other things I got to do before I go to bed as well. So kind of got, other things that are in the way right now as far as house duties and things I got to do as far as the channel itself. So I'm going to be doing that as well. So I want to thank you guys for the support, not only on this channel, but both channels. If you listen to this on the podcast avenue, thank you guys so much. Once again, you can find this on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, Spotify, Anchor, and there's a couple other platforms. Podcast Addict is a great place to go, and that's not an ad for me. It's a good place to go to get all your podcasts in one area, so you can check out all of your podcasts on one app, so you don't have to keep it on one thing or whatever the case may be. All right, y'all. I am going to get up out of here. Thank you guys so much. This has been a pretty good show. Good monologue. Talked about the Falcons. Talked about Georgia Southern pregame. I will be doing a post game of the Georgia Southern game, and then I'll be going live on the VFcast channel. You see my son back here. I'm going to take care of him, get him together, because I know he's sleepy. That's why he's running around like that. I wear a lot of hats around here, and that's what it is, but I love doing the content. You guys take it easy. You guys be blessed, and I will see you guys on the next one. All right, y'all. Peace.